morning, children. Look at these beautiful baby giraffes. Before I start today's lesson, I'd like you to watch this short video clip which shows a newborn giraffe taking its first steps in the wild. It has sunshine, warmth, its mother's milk, and lots of juicy acacia trees to nibble on in the plains of Africa. Whilst you watch the video, I want you to think of how dependent the baby giraffe is on its mother and how much it needs its mummy and natural surroundings as it grows up. The next giraffe is also a baby and is being brought up in captivity at Whipsnade Zoo. She is still very much cared for and has her giraffe family around her. She has space to run and frolic and play. She also has her mother's milk to drink and the fresh juicy leaves to nibble on. She's being treated very well at the zoo and is clearly very happy as she is surrounded by other giraffes and her own mother, which is so important as she grows up. The zoo have tried to mirror the surroundings that she would have in Africa. Obviously, there won't always be the warmth and the sunshine, but she would be given a safe, warm place to sleep on a cold day.
We had a little female giraffe calf born here on the 18th of August to Mum Ajuma, and she's doing really, really well. She was born first thing in the morning, so when everyone arrived, she was already standing up. They had a nice surprise when they came in, and then within an hour she was suckling from her mum. And since then she's been sort of gaining her strength and getting used to her surroundings and enjoying the fuss she gets from everybody as they lean their heads over and give her a good old lick and see what she is. She's got her half-sister, and her half-sister comes over and has a good old fuss with her, and they have a good old run around. She's now got a new playmate, which she absolutely thoroughly enjoys. And even our new male, he loves her to bits as well. They all have a nice little gallop around and a bit of a nice sort of fuss with each other. We opened the doors up first thing this morning and she was a little bit unsure, so she stayed in her little place where she's been put in overnight and where she feels safe. Opened the doors and then all the others decided to come up and find her, which then sort of gave her that little push to go out and then go and join them in the paddock. And she had a nice gallop as soon as she got out. She realised there's freedom and space and had a nice little run around. She's starting to look a bit on the independent side. Mum leaves her and she just lets her do her own bit, but she's always within a distance. And then just something just spooks and Litlands just runs. She just decides she's off and not going to worry about anyone or anything. They'll start in one place and then she'll just go around and then she'll do a loop. She'll go all the way around the place and then if she feels like it, she'll go again until she decides she wants to stop. She's primarily on her mother's milk, but at the moment she has started to try a little bit of the leaves and seeing what her mum does and sort of having a bit of a nibble. And then eventually she will progress to eating more leaves and drinking less milk. And then hopefully by the time she's a year, she'll be weaned. She hasn't got a name at the moment, but we're hoping to do a naming competition. And hopefully it'll be something along the names of something to do with her speed, as she likes to gallop around the place.
So yesterday you looked really carefully at the first picture in our new story. You noticed that a baby giraffe was tied to a camel. Some of you said she didn't look very happy. Her feet weren't touching the ground. There was a man by the camel. Some of you thought he looked friendly, and some of you weren't so sure. There was a bird on the camel's hump, and one on its back. The giraffe was poking its tongue out. Was it happy or afraid? It's time to start our story and to find out if the opening paragraphs give us any further clues or information. Across the plains of Africa, where grass grows tall and acacias taste sweet, came the hunters from the great Pasha of Egypt and the Sudan. When they captured a small giraffe, no taller than the tallest of them, they tied her in a sling to the side of a camel and kept her alive on camel's milk on the journey home. I'm underlining some words here which might be new to you, and then I'll spend some time explaining exactly what they mean so that you know more about the story. The plains of Africa is the setting for the start of the story where the baby giraffe lives. Acacias are trees found in the tropics and subtropics of the world. They have sweet-tasting leaves that the giraffes love to eat. Africa is a huge continent, and both Egypt and Sudan are places located in Africa. The great Pasha of Egypt and the Sudan is a very powerful ruler. He is a rich man who people obey, and as he is a fierce ruler, many are scared of him, so will do as he asks without question. So the small giraffe has been captured by the hunter from the great Pasha of Egypt and the Sudan. The giraffe has been tied to the camel. How do you think the giraffe is feeling? Think of the videos of the baby giraffes at the start of our lesson. They looked so happy with their mummies and giraffe families. How would this baby giraffe be feeling now? Scared? Confused? Frightened? Where are you taking me? Put me down! I want my mummy! I like the grasslands of Africa. Don't take me away. Today, I'd like you to write a small piece of writing which tells us what is happening in the picture from the point of view of the giraffe. Put on your long neck and spotty fur, because today you will be the baby giraffe. Your sentences will start with I, because you're describing what is happening to you and how you are feeling. Remember, you are the giraffe. You might like to start by telling me why you love it on the plains of Africa. What is it like to run around and grow up there? How are those lovely tasting acacia leaves? Why don't you want to be taken away? What will you miss? You could write a bit like a diary. For instance, today I was having a lovely play with my friends whilst Mummy was eating the leaves off the tallest acacia tree. It was so hot, but I could hear the birds and the crickets and I was running free and having fun. Now I'm tied to a huge hairy camel. What's happening? Where am I going? I don't like it up here. Help! When you've completed your writing, you can do a little illustration if you'd like, and then take a picture of your work and send it back to us. Good luck, children. Bye.